There we go. Welcome back. Today is day 28 of learning how to sculpt. I am a little bit early today, it looks like, which is nice. And I wasn't early when starting the stream. Sorry, I was trying to find some items. I thought I would be able to find at least like some sort of charm or a some keys or something even, and I'm only finding boring stuff, but I think I might have found something that I can maybe use. So that's what I was doing. I was looking for just some items because we are moving away from the tangrams, still doing the outer outline first, and then putting in the shapes after. But we've been using these, and I think this has been it hasn't been easy, but I want to but these are like actual shapes, whereas this isn't. This is composed of many different shapes, so I kind of want to like try to work on doing that to just get a different feel for how it's going to be when I'm just out drawing stuff instead of working on like an assignment or something. I'm just trying to see how this will fit. I think I'll do like some warm-up drawings with this, so I'm not going to make it too complex or complicated. I think I'm going to get rid of this though. Well, no, I think this will be good. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, we're going to work with these items today. This will be for just warming up, getting ready, and then this is like the warm up after the warm up. This is the second warm up, and then this will be the attempt. This will be what we're gonna attempt to draw. I'll rearrange them and show you guys what it is before we start, but I think that's what we're gonna do. So let's move these to the side. Let me grab some pieces of paper to get started. And we can go, like I said, so starting tomorrow, a lot of things are going to start happening, and it's going to be up in the air if I'm able to stream and draw or not. So I'm going to try. I am going to try, but I'm not really sure what the rest of the week is going to look like, so that just might be something that ends up happening. Is I'm just not able to stream or do anything really. So let's get started doing the line warm-ups. I was so tempted, or like after dinner to go to the hobby store. I did not. It was suggested I do that tomorrow when I'm running all the other errands that I'm doing. Like that tonight. It was suggested that tonight wasn't a good night to go and try and do that, and it wasn't. Whereas tomorrow I'm already going to be out, So it would make more sense for me to go tomorrow to get some better drawing pens. And honestly, it's mostly just where the weight is. I don't like where the weight is concentrated. I'm trying to do the balance thing to see where it is because I forgot, but yeah. And I don't know if that's a thing, right? Like, if where the weight is really does affect your drawing. And I don't think it's affecting how I'm drawing so much as it's just affecting how I'm able to hold the pen. And I know how you hold a pen affects how you're able to draw for at least long periods of time, not maybe like short periods like I'm doing, but yeah. Oh, these are so choppy. Okay, let's go to the long. And then I gotta figure out how to do vertical. There we go. Yeah, I have been cheating. When I have to draw vertically, I do just change the orientation of the paper, so I don't have to draw vertically, but I should get used to doing that because when I get into sculpting, I am gonna be able to like reorient, but I don't know how well that's gonna help me in the long run. So, and tomorrow I'm also gonna have time to read. I know I say I'm gonna be busy, I'm gonna be away, but then there is like it's kind of like I don't know how many people have heard of this saying. I'm not sure how popular it is, but it's like the hurry up and wait type thing. Like just get here so you can like chill and wait for a while. It's like, but I could be doing so many other things not here and being so much more productive. It's like, no, we want to waste your time. And it's not wasting time, even though it's wasting time. Okay. It's only wasting time if the value of what you're doing and the value of what you want to be doing I forget how it was said. I like so it's kind of like so there so really the only commodity is time, right? That's really the only real commodity. If in the terms of which I'm trying in the scenario in which I'm trying to like talk, and it's not a scenario situation where you're getting paid to do a job, but the job takes up your time in order to use specific skills, in order for you to use your skills during the time in which you were there. And it's up to you to figure out, okay, is the transaction of me being paid work worth me going and doing this and being in this situation, right? Like that's what I'm talking about in commodity. I hope that made sense. If it doesn't, I'm really sorry. So it's like, so let's say for instance, you want to get your hair cut. And it's like, okay, so when you're scheduling it, you're thinking, okay, so when in my schedule do I want to take up, like, give my time to get my hair cut? Like, that would be worth, right? So if you have a show that's on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, like, that's where you want your time. You don't want your time. Why did that happen? There we go. Why do you want your time spent doing something else? Or it's like, right, oh, sorry, I missed half of it. So like say you're trying to schedule a haircut, but you have a show that's on at 4 and that's the only time that you're able to get your haircut scheduled for that particular day that you're looking at. You then got to be like, okay, what's more worth my time? Getting my haircut or watching this show? That's what I'm talking about in terms of like time being a commodity. So when people say, "Oh, you're wasting my time," or "This is a waste of time," it's frustrating because it's like there's so many other things I need to get going and I'm stuck here doing all these things, but it's like, is it really a waste of time? Because yeah, these things are happening, but that's what should be expected if, let's say, like at the grocery store and you're in line, right? It's like, oh, this line's such a waste of time. And it's like, but you need to be at the grocery store. So is that line really a waste of time when you needed to go to the grocery store and get groceries? Or is it a waste of time if you're waiting in line to buy this shirt that you decided to like, that you liked and that you wanted? So it's kind of like that give and take and being careful of what you're saying. When I say hurry up and wait, it's there's all this, you want to make sure, so it's like, okay, it's this situation where you need to make sure that you're there on time because this is something that needs to get done. And even though there's a chance that you're not gonna be seen right away, so like, right, the doctor's appointment, you're waiting at a doctor's office, that would be like a situation where it's like, okay, hurry up and wait, you got to get to the doctor's office because they will cancel your appointment if you're not there within a specific amount of time, even though you know that you're going to be waiting in the waiting room for like 30-45 minutes, or not even in the waiting room, like when you're waiting in the exam room. I think that's what they're called, exam rooms, right? And you're there for like 45-30 minutes, and it's like you needed to get that done, but yeah, you're just sitting there waiting on the exam or the doctor or whatever, right? So in situations like those, that's where books are really, really good. And I know most people like look at their phone, but ooh, oh wow, huh? Sorry, my skin's reacting to, looks. I think it's soap because I changed up the soap. I do have really sensitive skin, and this could just be because it's just dry and the temperature's changed, but it doesn't feel dry. So I think it might be a reaction to soap because I think I had to change up some like a soap, but I'm not sure what was changed because I thought it was the dryer sheets, but then turns out that we have the same dryer sheets that I normally buy. And then I thought it was the detergent, but it's the same detergent that we normally have. Dishwasher soap's the same. And I think the hand soap might be different. I'll have to look and see what brand of hand soap I actually bought. Because that's the only thing that I've used that could have possibly been changed. Sorry, it's just, oh, you can't really see it on the camera. No, it looks really, really bad off camera. So that's why I was like, oh man, you guys are seeing these hands and they don't look good at all, but on camera they look fine. So I didn't need to bring attention to it. Anyways, so yeah, so tomorrow I'm running errands, which just makes the day busy, but there's lulls while I'm out doing the errands where I can do some more of the sculpture reading, which it is pretty cool. I'm at the section where I'm gonna be able to like where the author goes over the different mediums used in sculpting because we went through the different techniques. There's the oh gosh, there's molding, right, which is used when you can like put um mold things together so you can keep like adding to. There's carving, which is like when you take away. There's architectural, there's carving, or there's architectural, there's melding. The melding's interesting because I think and then there's like like making coins and stuff, which is really cool. You use electric currents and a very specific mold in order to allow the electric current to go through. I think it's in order to create the energy needed to meld to use the alloy in the coin that you're trying to use. It's a really intense setup, and I think like this book goes into using all these different techniques. So if like a sculptor can just go and do all these different like modes of sculpting, I'm so ready to try that one out because that one looks like so much fun. Just based off of like what I've been reading. It also seems like it could be really dangerous, really expensive, and really long process to do. And it would be completely useless to me because what use do I have to make coins other than it's just fun? That would literally just be fun. And then because I think you can just like arbitrarily make coins as long as you don't try to like pass them off as currency. So yeah, I guess this is something I'd also have to look in legally. I'm pretty sure you can just like randomly make coins as long as they don't use the materials and look like currency, then it should be fine. Yeah, but I'll look into that just to make sure because as fun as it sounds, I really don't want to get in trouble with the law. I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's get into the circles. I'm sorry. I think I was just trying to like get lines down because I've been working a lot with the lines. And then so tomorrow I should have information on that. There's architecture, and that's where I think I like talked about the CAD stuff because it reminded me of. And it's CAD is computer automated design, and this architecture sculpture kind of reminded me of like what I would do in my CAD class way back in middle school. So that like reading about that was also really interesting. The carving sounds really intense because with carving, the only thing you can do is take away. You can't add because you're normally using like a medium like a rock or wood, and you just can't put a piece back on after you've carved it out. Whereas like with clay or butter or other stuff like that, you can put like reshape it and then try to re-sculpt it again and stuff like that. So those are just the different challenges that are popping up in the book. And that would just pop up in general if you're trying to work with those mediums. So the different mediums I think is going to be like metal, rock, and rock includes the marble and other stuff that statues and columns and stuff are used for. Think wood. And the groups are not going to be as specific. It's probably going to be like terracottas or soft metal, like stuff like that. It's going to be more generalized groupings, so that'll be pretty cool. And then from there, I think it goes into like the different tools used. So like a chisel, and yes, that's literally the only tool that I can think of right now. Maybe a scalpel. I think a scalpel is used. I don't know. I do have a set of tools that I did buy during a period in time where I thought I could focus on molding techniques and drawing techniques until it was pretty much like, no, I need to get a foundation of drawing down, get the foundational knowledge of drawing to then start mapping out skeletal and musculature and other body systems for both humans and animals down. So drawing is now the main focus for a while. And that's where the learn how to sculpt in 1 year turned into let's get all the drawing done to then get to sculpting in a year. And then sculpting will happen maybe next year. Or like it'll be the very end of the year and I'll have to continue on. So the projects that I had in mind are now just let's get the drawings and the foundations for those projects started and then go from there. And I don't know why I'm so focused on doing circles. I've done enough circles. Let's go to squares. Yeah, my circles are still so bad. And I have no idea why it takes me so long to just do the warm-up. Maybe, well, I do. I kind of make it long because this is where I talk the most, so it kind of allows for that conversation and stuff, and it's not just boring silence. And then it's also like relaxing for me. So it kind of like helps me decompress from the day first before going into something where I'm completely out of my element and have no idea what's going on. So it allows like that kind of calm down period before here's something you don't understand, and it helps me to not be as frustrated when doing it. Okay, I do have a question that is not related to drawing or sculpting or art. Just does anyone have any idea why kids are obsessed with the things happening in the sky? Because apparently that's a thing, and I have no idea why that's a thing. I mean, I guess it's like really, really cool. Like this recent space launch that got caught by the two chopsticks and stuff from SpaceX. That was pretty cool. And yeah, I was a Trekkie and a Firefly fan. I've watched all of Firefly. Star Trek, Andromeda. Star Trek Andromeda is the show I watched the most episodes of. The original Star Trek I did not watch, and then the other spin-offs I didn't really watch, though I know kind of like of them if people were to talk about them. But yes, space has interested me. I like the different ideas and imagination surrounding space. So like I didn't realize, so it kind of seemed like space exploration just stopped and just became a hey, let's just send a ton of telescopes out into deep space. And that was it. It kind of was just like, yep. And I just figured it was because, yeah, we're never gonna go out and explore people wise in space because that's just not a thing we can accomplish as the human race. And so I was like, and this is how non innovative I am. I was just like, yep, that makes sense. Yeah, I just go with the flow. Like, oh, this can't happen. Okay, cool. I guess this is not a thing that can happen. But now it's seeming like more and more possible that no, humans can go out and we can start exploring and we can go and do all these really, really cool things that is space. But like, there's also been like so much backlash on it as well, just because I mean, it is expensive. It is new. Like, it. Who knows, like how you are able to regulate this and everything like that. But get away from the adult side of space exploration and just think of it from the kid point of view. And it's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And how neat would it be and stuff. So I think that's my problem. I look at things like, and then, oh yeah, that's reasonable. That makes sense. Yeah, that's not able to do. Whereas like kids are just like, I can fly if I just put this backpack on. Yes, yes, I did have a kid tell me that like for Halloween. Apparently, Paw Patrol is very popular, and the flying dog is liked by many because, and this is what I get in my head. It's like, oh look, this dog flies when they have the backpack. If I get the backpack, I can fly too. Granted, adults know that's not how it works, but kids don't. It's like that's maybe what you need in order to be like more inventive and um creative, is just like look at things and just be like, yeah, but what if you could do this? What if this could happen? What if you did try to do these things that as an adult you're like, you look, you analyze, and you like just research before you even like attempt to see if this is a possibility. Maybe that's just me. It could also just be me, but that's my process, and that's probably why I've never tried to do anything like this, because I was just like, oh yeah, I can't draw. I mean, look at this wonderful mess right here. It's like, I don't have hand-eye coordination. My hands don't do what my brain's telling them. And then I was just like, I need to try this out. I need to see. Well, that's what happened. A YouTuber I followed drew. It's like, can I draw? What was the thing? It was like, what happens if I draw for 100 days? And the person drew for 100 days. And I was like, maybe it's not inherent. And this is also like, I'm also realizing a lot of things aren't inherently taught, or like you're not inherently given certain things like common sense. A lot of people are going to say if you weren't born with common sense, you can't gain the common sense. That's not true. I mean, in some aspects, common sense can come a lot easier to other people than and stuff, but it isn't like if you weren't born with common sense, you can learn common sense. And like one of examples is um oh, what would be common sense? Okay, so if a horse likes to bite, you want to make sure that you keep right, like you keep the head away from you while you're trying to work with the horse. And it's like, and that's just common sense. But even if you didn't have that common sense, you would very much learn to keep that head away from you after you've been bit however many times by the horse. You will eventually learn to keep the head away from you while you're trying to work with the horse. And so, like, that's kind of when I started realizing, oh, so you can teach things, and or like not teach, but you can learn these things, and you can like apply them and evolve and grow. It's not like you're stuck with, oh, I've always been this way. This is always like this was how I was born. It's like, no, you can change, you can better yourself, you can add different skills and stuff they didn't necessarily have. Now, are you gonna be what's called naturally talented? No. Are you gonna have to work at things? Yes. Does this mean that you can do everything? No. There are certain things that it's just not possible to do everything. Like, there are certain things in life where it's like you're either born to have this or you're born not to. Like, I will never be an Olympic swimmer. It's just not going to happen. I do not have the skill set. It doesn't matter how much time I would put into the pool, and I know this for a fact because I have put a lot of time and effort into swimming and swimming competitively, and it just wasn't something I was able to achieve. Now, does that mean I can't swim? No. Does it mean I don't have skill at swimming? No. But does it mean that I could make that my life? Yes. I mean, could I become a coach? Sure, I could become a coach, but I won't be an athlete in that sense. I also would never be able to be an engineer because I lose numbers all the time. I can do math, I can understand mathematical concepts, but I can never, ever, ever complete an equation because I'm always losing numbers. So I wouldn't be a good engineer. But that doesn't mean I couldn't find something else to do with numbers, right? And that's the thing, and that's what I'm getting at basically is that, like, I don't agree with the whole, oh, you can be anything or if you just put your mind to it, but at the same time, I don't agree with, oh, if you weren't born with certain skills, you can't learn them. Like, no, you just gotta put time and effort into it. But yeah, everyone's got like their place, but it's like trying to find that place. That's the hardest part, and that's the scariest part too, because you do have more than just one option of doing things. Like, I could have been a really, really good animal trainer, but doing this is not helping me get anywhere near that. It's like, well, why aren't I becoming an animal trainer? Well, I'm not becoming an animal trainer because there's other things right now, like, because of the things and stuff that are going on in life. So, I went down a rabbit hole and I got completely lost. Well, not even a rabbit hole. I just, like, ran away from whatever it was that I was trying to talk about. Anyways, thank you for listening to me ramble. Yes, that's what it is. It was just a ramble. Let's get to the second portion, I guess, of today, which, hold on, it looked so much better. What happened? It was a lot different. It was, what happened? Oh, that's what happened. Huh. Okay. So this is what I'm going to be drawing first, and then I'm going to have a second thing that I'm going to start drawing. I just want to kind of get situated in the mode before attempting the other drawing, which I will show in a little bit. But let's get started with this one first. Sorry. I don't know, like, I get motion sick when the camera's, like, constantly moving. So, if other people like that, I am sorry. I wasn't trying to create that. Okay. So, let's see. Draw, I'm going to just try to draw what I see. So, we're going to start with, and this is a really easy outline. Okay. So, line here. There we go. Yeah, that looks much better. And this line goes like this. And this is where, like, I messed up on the proportions. That's okay. And then another block that goes like this. It's like a little bit longer. I'm realizing that this line wasn't as straight as I was hoping as it should have been. Yeah, let me try that again. Alright, so let's start at the top. Okay. That's good. And this one goes up like that. That looks a little bit better. That one looks, honestly, this is the best. How have I still not looked that up? Alright, I'm looking it up right now because I need to know the name of that shape. A hexagon. Really? A hexagon? That was the name I couldn't think of for a couple of days. Well, since I looked it up, a hexagon is a hexagon in geometry is a six-sided polygon. In a regular hexagon, all sides are the same length, and each internal angle is 120 degrees. Yep, it's definitely not the case of my hexagon right there. You good? Yeah. All right, buddy. Go lay in bed. Go lay in your bed. Go on. What? I gotta get back to drawing, boy. Come on. Alright, go on, baby. That works too. Where was I? Oh, doing it again. Yeah, let's try it one more time. Okay. Number short. And this gets wider. And then, okay. So I'm gonna go with this shape again. This needs to get in line with that corner right there. I see. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why this isn't. That's interesting. Okay, so I need to start focusing on that stuff. See, my proportions being off is really messing with how this ends up. Okay. But this is getting better. This is working out good. Let's move to the real challenge, which honestly, if I can't draw the shapes good, am I ready for the next challenge? Well, for better or for worse. Next challenge for tonight. Okay. So we have a pencil. We have a fidget toy. A car eraser. And a shooting star. It would be nice if I could just use the shape while it's moving. Because then it's just like a full circle. And that's it. Alright. So let's see how I want to arrange this. So that is the shape that I want to draw. I want to see. No, I don't want to close that up. Okay. So that's going to look a little weird when doing the outline. But that's fine. Okay. Yeah, so that does close up the gap. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be drawing. So then the outer shape And of course I put it at an angle. And then I want to make sure that this is closing up the gap. Okay. Alright, so then start at this point right here. And there's the car. This comes around, and then there's, oh gosh, this is interesting to say the least. Well, to me it looks like that. Oh no, it's this. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's sure. Mm, okay. That's the eraser. Now let's. So this has. That over here. And this line actually does continue. Same with this line right here. Hmm. Interesting. I didn't make enough room. Nope. Because you can see the whole thing. So yeah, that's where I messed up. I like the card because it kind of like shows the idea of what I'm trying to do anyways, because right, it's the shape of the car and then you gotta finish the inside details of the car. So that's why I like the eraser, because it's kind of like what I'm trying. The whole point of the exercise is literally this car. Okay. So let's see if I can kind of attempt to redo this one. Because there, same. Now if I were to just get rid of there, now you can kind of see it a little bit better. That looks a little more like the star. Oh, jeez. And then I'd have to like clear in all the negative space, right? Like, just clear in all the negative space right here. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this one because it'd be really annoying to do the whole thing. But yeah, then you can kind of get the idea of what the shooting star looks like after I messed that up horribly. There we go. Kind of fixed it in the end. Alright. So, unfortunately, that is all the time that I have for today. And there's a lot that needs to be worked on. That's a little bit better. I kind of like fanned out the pencil a bit. And then there's the lines. Because pencils aren't just, you know, a circle. They're, what shape are they? No, they're another hexagon. Look at that. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I will be back tomorrow. I just don't know for how long I will be able to stream. So tomorrow and Thursday are going to be really, really short streams. And then Friday there's going to be no stream on Friday. So I'm not sure what Saturday and Sunday are going to look like yet. But then it'll be back to the kind of like the normal routine on Monday. So I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. We will be doing another contour drawing. I'm going to do more of those tomorrow. Thursday are going to be the contour drawings, and then possibly Saturday, if we do stream, it might be a new thing. It depends on how much time I have. If not Saturday, then definitely Sunday. So I will see you all again next time. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.